What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to talk about OP-11. We need to talk about what's happening with OP-11, and what's happening with OP-11 is, it's going down, son. It's going down. OP-11 is doing what sets tend to do when we see the release of said sets. They tend to go down. That is what's happening here, and I, for one, am absolutely delighted. Although, I do feel like rather than just saying that and going away, maybe we should have a good old chat, talk about some reasons here, and have a jolly old time. Now, if we have a look at the gold anniversary Luffy, it's really worth pointing out here, and it is very important to point out, it's early, mate. I also need to jump in and point out that YouTube changed their algorithm yesterday, so likes and comments are so much more important than they used to be. Views don't really count without them apparently anymore, so if you could all drop a like and a comment on this video, please, that would be absolutely huge. Like, there just haven't been very many sales. We haven't seen very many sales of this, and it has gone down. It's gone from about $3,000 to about $2,500, but I need you guys to remember that these anniversary cards, the pull rates are borderline hilariously low. So, yes, they are going down, and yes, it is getting a lot cheaper, but by the same token, there just aren't very many sales of it, so please take this with a pinch of salt. Same thing with a silver anniversary Luffy. It's gone from like $1,350 to $1,200, but again, the number of sales of these cards have been so low because the pull rate for the cards is so low that we really do need to take this into account when we talk about this. I'm not saying they're not going down. I'm actually explicitly saying they are going down. But I'm also telling you that when it comes to the exact numbers here, please, please, please take this with a pinch of salt, because numbers-wise, it's going to take a while to actually shake out here. And even on eBay, the amount of sales out there really do not help to give us a perfect look at the price of these cards. But if we go to the manga, we've had a bunch more of these sold, so we can give a bunch more of a look. And we're going to go for a month, because that's pretty much how long the set's been out. And we can see that in the past month, yeah, Luffy's crashed. Gone from like $650 to $400. But remember, we looked at the Japanese set when this was coming out, and I told you this was going to happen. I don't know whether it's Manga Luffy fatigue or what, but the OP-05 Manga Luffy still a huge card. The OP-09 Manga Luffy still actually a pretty gosh darn big card. But the EB-02 Manga Luffy disappointed, and the OP-11 Manga Luffy is disappointing as well. I think it might be a little bit of manga fatigue, I'm going to be honest with you. But regardless of the factor, this is not actually holding that much value. Like, $400 for a Manga Rare? Really? That's low, ladies and gentlemen. That's pretty gosh darn low. To put that into context, right now, that's below Manga Rares like Tony Chopper from EB-01, Buggy from OP-09, and these are not big Manga Rares, let's be clear, and yet they're all above this Luffy. Maybe it's because it's literally the fourth Manga Rare Luffy, which I honestly think might be a bit of a factor here. But this Manga Rare Luffy is just not holding its value in the way we would generally expect a lot of these Manga Rares to, and especially the way that, you know, Manga Rare Luffy has in the past. This one has crashed down, and the most surprising thing about its crash is it's a Manga Luffy. And generally up till now, the Manga Luffy have been kind of cards you can rely on to be ridiculous. The first two were, no, actually, to be fair, the EB-02 Manga Luffy is actually a shade higher than the OP-09 Manga Luffy right now. In Japan, it's not holding its value quite as well. In the West, it actually is. The top three Manga Rares in the West right now are OP-05 Manga Luffy, EB-02 Manga Luffy, and OP-09 Manga Luffy in that order. But this OP-11 Manga Luffy, it's bottom 5, mate. I find that very relevant. But remember, I told you the set as a whole is going down as it is. Let's take a look at some special rares. Luffy Taro, and I really like the special rares in this set. I think the OP-12 are better. I've been very clear about that. But I do think the special rares in this set, that the playing card design, as I keep calling them, I think is awesome. It's gone from 136 to 120. And remember, Luffy Taro, very, very good card. Very good card. And it's Luffy, but yet the set as a whole is coming down quite nicely. Honestly, a lot of the time when this happens, it's just a sign that supply's fine. People aren't struggling to get hold of the set, and that means that it's actually going to hurt the price of singles. The Sanji special rare was looking at about 130 pretty much as we released. It's now down to under 90. This is a pretty significant crash. And again, we're talking about the OP-06 Sanji here. The really, 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 really good one that lets you play the top card of your deck. Assuming it's a character that's neither Sanji nor a 10 cost. Like, make no mistake about it, this Sanji's brilliant, and it's a special rare, still coming down. Now, the Shanks, for what it's worth, is not actually doing exactly what the others did. Not quite, anyway. Shanks went from like 90 right down to 78 on release, but has crept back up to 85. So this Shanks, keep an eye on this one, because up till now, the cards I've been showing you have been pretty much crashing quite nicely. Shanks isn't actually doing that. And I do find that very, very relevant indeed. You have been warned. Maybe it's the fact that it's kind of a cool character. KO any rested character. Nice and big. You never know. Shiroshi, however, going down quite nicely. I've just got to the bit in the manga where they're on Fishman Island and Shiroshi has gone and escaped from the cell with Luffy. So maybe I'll pick this up. Maybe I'll build a Shiroshi deck. I almost saw a winning Shiroshi deck the other day. Not quite, but I feel like we're getting closer. I think we might soon have a good Shiroshi deck. And I would like this very much. One of the least successful leaders we've had. But Shiroshi as a whole does get a lot of very good cards. And that is what we've got here with this EB01 Shiroshi. It's a great card. When it would be KO'd by an opponent's effect, add the top card of your deck to your life, and you got blocker. So either your opponent attacks into your blocker, yay, or your opponent takes out your blocker before attacking and you get an extra life. Great card. Love the design. Shiroshi's awesome. I also love the fact that we've had a bunch of Shiroshi cards, all of which have had 0 power, with the exception of the leader that couldn't have 0 power. It literally wouldn't work with 0 power. That would make no sense. So what they did instead was make it so the Shiroshi couldn't attack. I kind of like that. Plus, I pulled the old type Shiroshi leader, so I really want it to work. Now, if we have a look at the alternate art leaders, I think that's another place we need to go and have a quick look here. Nami is the big alternate art leader right now. Nami is the #1 alternate art leader. What's happened to Nami? Come on. We've been doing this for a few minutes now. It's going down nicely. Started off for like $80 on release. It's now down to under 60. That is more than a 25% drop. It has come down very nicely. All of these cards, except for Shanks, which kind of shot down and then started creeping back up again. Honestly, the Shanks, it might well have just been, it went down too sharply and the market's correcting. It really could be as simple as that. But regardless, Nami, it's a good leader. It's had some good results already. And come on, it's Nami. Everybody loves Nami. But this one's coming down. Arguably the most playable leader from the set, however, is your Monkey D. Luffy. And what do we see from that one? Come on. It's going down. That one's gone from 85 on release, already down to 46. It's not quite half, but it's very close to half. Not half, but it's very close to half. And yeah, this is what the set as a whole is doing. Nothing in this set, not the anniversary cards, not the manga, not the special rares, not the leaders, nothing has been able to actually hold value so far. And think back to some of the sets that we had from One Piece in the past, where it sold out super quickly and all the card prices just went nuts. Bandai are doing a great job lately of making sure these sets are available, and I think they deserve a bit of love for that. Last card we need to have a quick look at here is the alternate art Gear 2, the Manga Rare, or the Manga Event Gear 2. This is what I pulled from my box, and I was delighted. Well, the pre-sale here was actually up around 120, but on release it was like 65, it's now down to 45. Part of me is a little bit upset because I have this card, but mostly I'm actually delighted because I'm not selling this card, it's too cool. You know what I am probably going to end up doing at some point, and I mean this sincerely, I'm going to get all the manga events. I love the manga events. So the best case scenario for me is that all of these cards, all the manga events, become super cheap so I can pick up all the ones I don't have and add them to my collection. Yay! I'm loving what's happening with OP-11. If you're planning to sit on singles and make a bunch of money, I'm sorry that ain't happening. But if you want to collect the cards, play with the cards, if you actually want the cards for you, oh, this is wonderful, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely wonderful. But I've told you everything now, so now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about all of this in the comment section. Tell me your pulls. Go nuts, but be nice, would ya? And then, as I said near the beginning of the video, please make sure you drop a comment and a like on here. The new YouTube algorithm really makes a huge difference when you do. Views don't really count without it, so if you could, if you've enjoyed the video, I would very much appreciate it. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wossy Plays.